Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for Beep Boop 5, which will be a recap of the series so far and a preview for Season 2. Before we start, I have a few quick things to go over. Please take a moment to read over our code of conduct. We ask that you be kind and respectful to everyone, including our speakers. We want the reactors to be a place everyone feels welcome. Please ask questions using the YouTube or Twitch chat. In the chat, we'll be sharing some links to the Reactor Meetup page and monthly newsletter. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, please check in at aka.ms/reactor check-in and event ID 14070. By checking in, you will receive some links that go along with today's session. And then finally, this will be on our Reactor YouTube page in about 24 to 48 hours, and I will be sharing a link to a Reactor survey. If you have a few minutes, we greatly appreciate your feedback. I will now pass it over to Chloe and Ornella.
It's my favorite part of the week. Welcome to Beep Boop, y'all. Woo! What y'all don't know is while those jams are being played, Ornella and myself can see each other in the little behind the scenes, and we're just like grooving to that song. The saxophone part gets me every time.
So good.
It never gets old, ever. Welcome to Beep Boop. If that's your first time hearing our intro song, welcome. There is a lot more shenanigans to come. Hello, Andy. Welcome to the chat. Oh, we've got some of our regulars here. Ornella, we've got Spencer here, one of the biggest Beep Boop fans thus far in the series. Oh my gosh, literally us. So true, Andy Tuba. Ornella, how are you doing? We're back for the season 1 finale of Beep Boop. How are you feeling?
I can't believe it's the end of season 1. I can't believe we've been doing this every week for 5 weeks. And it's still just the best part of my week.
We made it. It's not that I didn't think we were going to make it. I was like, are we going to be able to learn? First of all, are we going to teach me how to play basketball and learn about AI and ML in the span of a month? And I think we did it.
Yeah.
We're like 95% there. We just got a little bit of work to do today. And then I say we've learned everything about AI. No, I'm just kidding. This is just the beginning. But Ornella, what is Beep Boop? Tell the lovely humans at home what we do on this show.
So Beep Boop is Chloe and I's weekly time to get cozy with our internet friends and teach everyone how to use different Microsoft technologies to do artificial intelligence and machine learning. We usually go through a Microsoft Learn module, and the first couple were about basketball, which is something we loved learning more about. And then
Toon Squad.
The Toon Squad, yeah, from the new Space Jam movie. And now we're doing some Azure stuff. You know, it just keeps getting more and more exciting every week.
It's been a journey. I've learned a lot. Ornella's been teaching me a bunch about clean data, as we like to say on the show, triple washed, whole foods, lettuce data. We've learned a lot about player efficiency ratings and how to use machine learning models to like predict the hydration. If you don't know what we're talking about, you're like, are you okay? Check out our previous episodes. Where should we send them? Probably aka.ms/beepboop tube. Yes, to watch previous episodes. We also have some great recap blog posts at aka.ms/beepboop-replay. Ornella's been doing these awesome series on our Azure publication where we literally, and you can go through and there's timestamps, y'all. Ornella puts timestamps of Frank's cameos on the show.
Yeah, if you just want to look at Frank, you can know exactly where to click in the episode without waiting. Because we wait a little bit.
That's why you tune in. Like, we know that like learning AI and ML is a perk of this stream, but we know at the end of the day, you're here for Franklin. And who is Franklin, Ornella? I'm realizing new people in the stream, if it's your first time joining, first of all, tell us in the chat where you're joining from. We love to hear about all the people around the world who joined us here. I think we had like Australia and
New Zealand
last week. We've gotten India in the past. We'd love to know where you're joining from, why you're joining. But who's Frank? Who is Franklin?
So Franklin is my senior dog that I adopted. He's from my favorite place in the world, Muttville, which is a senior dog only rescue in San Francisco. And he's a gem. And he makes an appearance on every show to growl at the camera and answer a question of the day that Chloe stumps him with. And he will be here today.
If anybody has suggestions for what we should ask Franklin the dog today, do let us know. Also, we're taking suggestions for season 2 of Beep Boop, which we're going to talk about shortly here, starting next week. But let us know what outfits you want Franklin to wear, because I bought a Cricut machine and I'm very excited to make Beep Boop merch for Franklin the dog. But yeah. Oh, hello, Andy. Of course, Andy's joining us from San Francisco. Andy's a dear friend of mine, very nearby over in the Bay Area. Oh, tune in for the season closer. We're so excited to have you here. We have cozy fun on this show. We're just like all about learning, judgment-free zone. You don't need to have any previous experience to learn about AI and ML with us. Okay, I'm so excited because we're going to finish up a little bit of what we did last week. We started on a module last week. We were getting all our VS Code and Flask and Python and everything set up so we could get ready to conquer all the Azure stuff. But we teased out this episode, we're not talking about we put in the description that we would reflect on some of the highlights of this season and talk about the future season. Yes. So I thought before we get like a deep dive into our Azure and Python and Flask, which if you're joining us, like so excited to have you pair with us on that. I was thinking we could go over some of our favorite moments and we could suggest like different episodes for folks to look back on.
Yeah, that sounds so fun. Let's do it.
Also, I'm going to change my hat real quick. I told Ornella I had a costume reveal for the stream today.
I'm so
also
nervous.
have a musical interlude to play in a second, but hold on. I'm gonna go down and come back up. 1 second. Entertain them in the meantime, Ornella. It'll take 2 seconds.
Anyone else really nervous for what Chloe's gonna whip up? Come back. Oh my God.
So last episode, we were trying to decide what we should call our viewers, our fans. And we kind of came up with BBs. We were like, BBs is cute. It's very cozy. Beep boop. And I discovered that I had this hat already. It's a Lonely Island hat from the Bash Brothers video series they did for Netflix. But I thought, what an appropriate time for the season finale. Sport my BB hat because shout out to all the BBs, right?
I need one.
We wouldn't be here without all of the people in our chat who, honestly, like, you're the reason that we come here. We really enjoy interacting with all of you. So shout out to the BBs. Ornella will get you some merch soon.
That's so I love it.
I thought of you immediately. I was cleaning my closet over the weekend, and I was like, oh, BB, why had I never put this together?
Chloe messaged me that she was going to do some things live and not tell me what they were, and I was very nervous, but I think this was worth it.
I was like, do you trust me? What is that a quote from? I forget. Titanic? I don't know. Oh, I think it's Aladdin. When Jasmine's coming onto the carpet, he's like, do you trust me? That's me. I'm like, do you trust me to do a magical costume moment?
I do.
So I figured the way that we would start, because if you've not joined us for Beep Boop before, as Ornella mentioned, it's very cozy, as you can tell from our beautiful design aesthetic here and all of the fun. Oh, also, if you did not see our Frank the Dog highlight reel that we tweeted.
Unreal.
TGI
I'm going to
Frank
put a link in the chat because this was truly one of the best things I've ever seen.
So Ornella was out and about, and I sent her this link, and I was like, I made you a gift. And it was a link to this tweet. Actually, if you can even share I guess we don't want to get too meta and like share a stream of our stream on the stream, but check out the link that Ornella is about to share because it was all of our favorite Frank moments put in a 30-second clip. So if you're looking for Frank content, we got you. And we can't, okay, so as we talk about our favorite moments on the stream, we can't just say Frank. Like, I was thinking about this, like, what was I going to say were my favorite moments of Beep Boop? And if I'm going to be honest, Frank, like, hands down. But I figured a way that we would kind of start this out, because our whole aesthetic of the show, Ornella came up with the idea of Beep Boop. And I was like, brilliant. I love the name, Beep Boop, like a robot, like computers. And then we both have this love for 90s nostalgia, of course, hence the lovely aesthetic that we have. So I figured what better way to start out as a musical interlude, as a throwback to...
Is that an iPod?
This? I wish. I should have brought my iPod. This is my phone.
Oh my God.
With my favorite phone case I've ever had. I've had this on my last 5 phones. I refuse to change it. I just keep ordering it from the same person on Etsy. I figured this would be a good musical interlude, and hopefully it doesn't... Okay, let me know if you guys can hear this. Actually, if you can't, we tested this the other day. Let me know if you can hear this. It is not a Zune. I wish it was a Zune. Like,
I feel like I'm at my high school graduation.
Okay, if you are our age, you need to understand that this was played at every graduation I attended in my youth. Yes.
You better believe it's vitamin C.
Yes, it is vitamin C. Oh my gosh, I wish I had a Zune, Sarah, to play that on. I could squirt some music to you right now, but I figured I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to take everybody back to their high school times. I've been having a lot of stress dreams lately where I'm back in high school. Maybe it's because I keep seeing all these 90s aesthetics everywhere. But
Wait, can we talk about your shirt today, Chloe?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite shirts that I got an Instagram ad for. It says Enron Summer Internship 1997. Shout out to Christina Warren who bought this. I sent this link to her immediately. We both bought it at the same time. I get so many people laughing as I walk down the streets of the Bay Area. I'm not old enough to hold this internship, but I really appreciate the nostalgia.
It was a big hit in our team meeting today as well.
I have some great hats that I will bring on for Beep Boop season 2 of like word perfect. Like I'm all about, I mean, this is not, unfortunately, I wish this was like a thrift store find. That would be absolutely incredible. But I love throwback Microsoft and other tech company because you find it a lot in the thrift stores in the Bay Area. So if you're ever looking for good shopping, y'all, come visit us here in the Bay. We have Sarah saying, I graduated 8th grade in 97. I feel like Vitamin C's graduation was 100% played at both my middle school and my 6th grade graduation. So like 6th and what would that be? 8th grade. What about you, Ornella?
I think 8th grade. I'm not going to say what year I was born because no one needs to know that information.
I shout out to Rachel Sprague, who I still am dear friends with on Instagram, who sang I Hope You Dance at our 8th grade graduation. I remember everything about my 8th grade graduation. Is that weird? Oh, yes, Andy. Okay, who else has stress dreams of showing up to school theater/music wing for a performance we didn't rehearse for?
Me. I was 100%. In a amazing production of Bye Bye Birdie in high school. Okay. And also I went to theater camp in 8th grade where I was in Thoroughly Modern Millie and I had to wear like a flapper dress. And it was just really my prime.
I'm very jealous of those show choices. I wish that we did Thoroughly Modern Millie at my high school. I would have loved to do that show. Instead, I did.
We can do it together, Chloe.
Let's do it together. Maybe Beep Boop season 3, like, is just Thoroughly Modern Millie themed learn modules. Let us know what you think in the chat. What musical should we theme?
Season 2 is Chloe and I playing one-on-one basketball.
Yeah, it's
3
just
weeks in a row.
It's just B-roll of us trying to get our PER up. I keep calling it a PER, and I don't know if that's actually the abbreviation that people say. Anyway, y'all, I'm so excited. We have so many regulars back in the chat. We've got Brennan here. We've got Mike. Sarah's here today. Sarah says that she had Boys to Men at their graduation. Okay, what song? I'm not back at one. Tell us what song. Also, Boys to Men's going to be performing at Mountain Winery soon, and I'm like eyeing the dates like, ooh, Boys to Men. Backstreet Boys is doing, I got a notification for Backstreet Boys tickets because these are the kind of news alerts I get.
Chloe, all I can think of when I see Boys to Men is the Boys in Motion from That's So Raven.
Yes, of course. Not enough time for this story, but went to college with someone who played a bully in That's So Raven. Yeah. And I'm obsessed with this person. I'm like, I wish I had your life. Beep Boop Summer Theater Camp is a great theme. Actually, y'all, this is exclusive, but definitely if you're not following, we have our handles here on here. At Chloe Condon, at Ornella.com. We're going to be making, well, first of all, Beep Boop Season 2, which we're going to talk about in just a second here, after we go back on our throwback journey on what we've enjoyed. But we're going to be making some really fun, I can't tell you everything, but some beginner content. It may or may not be somewhat clueless themed / related. So stay tuned to our socials. You might see some
big
cool
reveal
stuff.
Coming soon.
We can't, that's exclusive. We can't go into more detail. We've said too much, but stay tuned for some more stuff. Okay. Let's see. Yes, you know what? Andy, Becca, our mutual friend Becca, went to that Green Day concert, and I was so jealous that I heard of it the day after. It sounds like it was amazing. And also, I don't know if you know this. I mean, I'm sure everybody who lives in the Bay knows this, but Green Day is from the East Bay and often plays surprise performances in bars, like in the East Bay.
No
So I'm
way.
like, I just need to start going to more like hip punk bars and maybe I'll randomly get to meet Billy Joel Armstrong. I don't know. I love the musical, the Green Day musical. So, and Green Day. So shout out to Green Day. We love you.
And today's random shout out. It's Green Day.
Last week it was moms. We had Danny in the chat saying shout out to all the moms. Shout out to Green Day. Maybe this is a new segment.
My mom.
Yeah, shout out to Ornella's mom. Shout out to Danny's mom.
Probably here again. Hi, Mom. Love you.
I feel like we have a niche mom demographic. Like we have Sarah tuning in who made our module, who's a mom. Let us know if you're a mom in the chat. We love moms. We love dads. We love all parents of all kinds, all stars and stripes. Okay, we've talked a lot about the 90s, but I feel like that's good. That's what we do on this show is we get cozy and we learn. But
should we get to the learning part?
Well, tell us your top favorite highlight, maybe 2 or 3 highlights of the season as we reminisce on season 1 ending today. Any highlights that come to mind? Tell us in the chat too. I know we have a bunch of people in the chat who joined us for a bunch of them as well. So tell us.
I think this is just like an incredible thing that we got to have on our show. But anytime we would get stuck doing some of these Microsoft Learn modules and have a bug in our code or something wasn't working, we had the creator of the Learn module in our chat. We had the head of AI DevRel at Microsoft.
Seth, if you're watching, we adore you. Like, it's been so amazing to have like these experts in the field in our chat helping us out.
There's no better way to learn, if you ask me. It was just like such a great opportunity to hang with our coworkers and have them really help us through some Learn content.
And what a treat too, because we're all working remotely. We're not going into the office. So like really it's kind of cool. Just kind of sharing our office time with everyone in the world. And we're so excited that everyone's here. I'm getting emotional. I'm getting choked up. End of season 1.
What about you, Chloe? What are your faves?
Okay, I can't say Frank. First of all, this is Ornella and I's first time working together on a show, and it's been such a treat to work with you, Ornella. But specifically, I feel like I've learned I've learned a lot from you, not only about basketball, clearly, but I learned a lot about VS Code because you previously worked on a lot of VS Code stuff, so you know all these awesome tips and tricks. 2 highlights that come to mind for me. Ooh, and can you drop the VS Code link into the chat, Ornella? Yeah. Second top highlight, someone in our chat, I want to say it was 2 episodes ago, shared this like beautiful VS Code add-on or plugin, I want to say, that made a rainbow for, what was it, JSON? Do you remember, Ornella, what that was?
It was like a CSV rainbow thing. So we worked with comma separated value files. So it would just be like a file with like, 1 million lines of comma separated values. And it was this extension that color coded them into a rainbow. So it was so easy to see the columns before you put them into a table. It was so cool.
And it was rainbow, so it like totally matched our aesthetic of the show.
100%.
But top favorite moment, and you know what I'm going to say. If you were here last week, you know what I'm going to say. And if you're Ornella, because I haven't shut up about this. Autosave in VS Code, game changer. And even Seth learned about that on our stream. I was so impressed.
A big surprise.
Like, honestly, groundbreaking for me because I feel like my whole life I'm just like, save, like S all the time because I'm paranoid. And I've always thought, like, because I started coding a lot later in life. And I remember when I was in my boot camp and I had to save all the time, I was like, what's up with this? Isn't autosave a thing? So I'm just like so thankful to you, Ornella, for teaching me that autosave is a feature in VS Code. Now I tell anybody I'm like literally like in the line to get like fish tacos, and I'm like, did you know that VS Code has an autosave feature? Like,
I dropped the link in the chat. So Chloe was saying before I was on this team, I worked on the VS Code team, and I made the whole like intro series of videos. And it's so funny because literally have people from high school like messaging me on Facebook and being like, I downloaded VS Code today. And I just learned this recently that when you download VS Code and open it, it's just the video of my face.
Wait, why didn't you tell us you were a celebrity?
I literally didn't find this out until recently. Someone messaged me and was like a photo, like a screenshot of it, and was like, what's going on here?
This is the poster girl for VS Code. We didn't even know we had a celeb among us. Like,
but anyway, the link I dropped in the chat is the productivity tips video, and the autosave one is in there. And there might be a couple more that you maybe don't know. So check it out.
I want to check this out because I really like, so I didn't learn with VS Code. Like, we used a different editor when I was in a boot camp. So VS Code has been something that, you know, I've learned over time, but especially at Microsoft, I learned all these like fun, oh my gosh, VS Code Pets. Shout out to VS Code Pets, one of my favorite extensions. You can have Clippy or a kitty or all these kind of different fun like Tamagotchi pets on your VS Code. Ooh, yes, Brendan says, oh my God, a CSV file, the first time I know a term. I'm on my way. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Brendan, stay tuned in the next couple minutes here because you're going to love what next season is. Truly, like, made for you. Yeah, VS Code forever. Also, we have such a nice comment here. Mike, we so appreciate you. Mike says y'all have been
is one of our favorite viewers.
Superstar Mike. Also, Mike, tell me in the chat, are you the creator of that Jurassic Park bot that I started following yesterday? Because I LOL'd, and if that's you, we have to chat. Okay. Mike says, y'all have been so engaging and energetic. Oh, thank you, Mike. Throughout the whole series, it's been a treat to watch along. My highlight, however, is Chloe's encyclopedic knowledge of basketball terminology. Mike, thank you so much. I, to prepare for this series, I just like picture a montage of me just like hitting the books, like reading, studying, understand how is basketball played. No, I'm just kidding. Dr. Guthels, aka Sarah Guthels, made such an incredible module. We really have to give a majority of the credit to her, our BFF, our creator of the, let's throw up the link to that. aka.ms/beepbooplinks 1, I guess? Any of our previous episodes.
Probably 1 and 2 would be good ones. Let me put them in there.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mike. Oh my gosh, Mike, we have to chat. So Ornella, remember my Got Bot series and how I was making like a bunch of, did you make it with Logic Apps, Mike? So Mike made this bot that every day tweets, it's been X amount of days. Mike, put a link to the chat, to the Twitter bot in the chat so I can share it. It goes, it's an X amount of days since an incident. And then I heard tell through PJ, because I was like, I thought PJ had made it. I was like, who made this? He's like, Mike. And then it randomly will have like incidents that happen. It's the funniest bot. And I am so honored that you made that bot after watching last one's Reactor series. But everybody follow Mike's bot. It's freaking hilarious. And also kind of a 90s nod as well.
For sure.
I'm just like such a fan. And also y'all, similar to what Mike did with that Twitter bot, if you end up making, because we've mentioned before, Nella, that all of this is open sourced, right? Can people just go in and like create their own stats on, I don't know, I'm like trying to look around here. Instead of the Toon Squad, maybe like their plants, like what plants are going to grow the tallest.
Totally. So all of the things we work on, we usually download like a repo template off GitHub or something. And so you can use any of those templates with your own data to make stuff that's really special to you. And we're just here to teach you, give you the tools for your toolbox.
What would you like, pretend that you were tuning in, Ornella? What like pop culture or franchise thing or like data pieces would you use instead of Toon Squad data if you had to like make your own version?
Maybe the Kardashians.
Okay, wait, I love that. I feel like I would do the Real Housewives. No, we've already given that example. What would I do? I feel like maybe Pokemon, because like you fight Pokemon, right? Brendan, maybe this is a good project for you. You could put like Pokemon stats and you could literally use machine learning to determine. I don't play Pokemon Go. I've only really played the Game Boy one, but that could be an interesting machine learning model to make. But anyway, I'm giving away free ideas. Take them, y'all. Mike, that is so awesome. We will share a link to your bot in the chat if you drop it. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Oh, so many friends in the chat today. I'm so excited. Joe's a dear friend who works over at Twitch. Hello, Joe. And Soft Talk Orator. We've got all of the fam in the chat. Brendan says, being able to recite Pokemon stats seems like a good project indeed. Brendan, I know that you can do this. We'll chat. We'll chat. Brendan's my pal. Okay. Should we, or not? Should we? I feel like we have a couple minutes before we get deep into the fun technical Azure stuff. Should we save our season 2 teaser for the very end, or should we give them a little? Okay, we got to keep them
for sure.
A cliffhanger, if you will. Okay, so let's get set up. We're going to continue on from what we did last week. We'll do a very short previously on Beep Boop, just to catch anybody up who wasn't here last week. But if you weren't here last week, I'll put this in the chat right now while Ornella gets set up. You can go to aka.ms/beep boop. Let's see, what should we put? Oh, what is our descriptions replay? And you can check out all of the amazing summary posts that Ornella has been doing on the Azure publication on Dev2. And again, those have all the Frank breakdowns. We also, if you're not totally drawn in already by the fact that we are going to give you a sneak peek into season 2 of Beep Boop, Frank the dog, as per usual, will be back at the end of the stream. So hang in there. Oh, we got a newbie, Ornella.
We've got a new booper in the chat.
Is it Hannah or Hannah? Let us know. I don't know how you spell it. Hannah. Hello, fellow boopers. Yes, we go by boopers, BBs, whatever you want to be called. We support you. But okay, should we dive into this? I'm super excited.
Yeah, Chloe, give us a little previously on Beep Boop.
Yeah, so, okay, super fun. I did a walk down memory lane and I got to teach Ornella all about Flask and Python, which was the first language I ever learned at my boot camp. So we learned a lot about Flask frameworks, what different dependencies we needed. So if you've never worked with Flask before, definitely check out our previous episode and check out episode 4, where we basically just kind of got our environment set up last week. So we got VS Code up and running. We what else did we do, Arnella? We added in the version of Python that we needed.
We have the base. We have all the templates in the HTML templates to make our app show up. So we had everything showing up on the local host.
Yes.
But now we get to do the cool AI part. So tell us what the AI part is.
Okay, first of all, it's Hannah. 2-wave for 2 boopers. Thank you, Hannah. So let's see. So remind me, what was the very, very last thing we did? We got the visualization of the HTML thing up. Is that correct?
Yes, I can pop back and show what it looks like on localhost.
Amazing. And if you guys want to follow along, you're more than welcome to just watch us do it. If you want to follow along, you can go to aka.ms/beepbooplinks5 or check out our summary description that we do afterwards. But yeah, we're just going to continue walking through this today. And again, if you're super lost, because we are kind of starting from the middle, because we've done all the setup, you can literally, this learn module here, the aka.ms/beepbooplinks5, will literally walk you through all the setup you need to do. So if you've never installed VS Code, and Ornella, I have a new device. I'm looking for it. I'm streaming from it. And I haven't installed VS Code on this new personal device yet. Ooh. So I'm going to use the module in this that we're using today to make sure I have all the stuff that I need. And wait, Ornella, does that mean that I'm going to see your face? It does.
Probably.
I'm going to do a screenshot and make you add it to the summary post about how you're you've just been holding out from us that you're this like VS Code cover girl.
I just found this out myself. Honestly, I did not know.
Do you have an agent? Like, let me be your agent. Sarah's
Your
here.
Frank's agent.
Sarah, we were just talking about you. You have to rewind later and hear all the nice things we were saying about you. But we were literally just saying how much we adore you for making such a wonderful module and making it so easy for us to learn about basketball. We could not be here without you. The AKA for this Learn module is aka.ms. Actually, I'll put it in the chat. I'm just going to put it in the chat. Make it easy for everybody.
Hey, Chloe, do you know if so my VS Code is saying command not run for Flask. Do I have to recreate the virtual environment that has the Flask in it?
Yes. Sarah, that's hilarious. To thanks us to you as well. Appreciate. Yeah, so I believe, so remember that step that we did? So anytime that we use Flask and Python, we have to like those dependencies, or what was it? The requirements.txt. I believe we have to spin up that virtual environment each time that we go through it. That's a good question. And if anybody's like super familiar with Flask and Python, help us out in the chat. Like we're here to code pair program all together. It's a group effort. And it's been a hot minute, y'all, since I played with Python and Flask. So comments welcome. Stack Overflow links welcome as well.
Okay, so I can't figure it out.
Okay,
I'm in the project directory, the Beep
Sure.
directory.
Okay.
I'm trying to create. Oh, I just did a typo.
I did that. Last time I did this on my own, I definitely forgot how key numbers and letters.
Okay.
Andy, okay, we are in such good hands right now because Andy's here, and I feel like Andy, shout out to Andy, an angel on this earth. Andy was one of the original people at Reddit who did practice whiteboarding with me at my boot camp, and that is how I know Andy. Andy is a dear friend that I hold in my heart, and we've kept in touch over. And Andy's been on many of my panels, has mentored a lot of my friends, so we are in good hands with Andy in the chat. Shout out to Andy. We love to see it. Sarah, you've never played with Flask. So excited. Okay, well, definitely watch the last episode. That's where we really get into the nitty gritty of Flask. So if you want to learn Flask from Ornella and I, from bottom to now we're here, go check that out. Also, Sarah, you have to watch back earlier in this episode because we played Vitamin C Graduation to like start out the show. So definitely worth a replay on this one.
Okay.
Okay. Andy says Andy does not actually program Python anymore and is now a people manager. But Andy, I would not have survived my whiteboarding interviews without your Python practice. So don't sell yourself short, please. Oh, yes. Sarah, thank you so much for asking. We do have links to the previous ones. Wow, it's like you knew exactly what we wanted to ask you. She's not an audience plant, folks. Let's see, aka.ms/beep boop replay is where, let me put that in the chat. And y'all, I'm saying it because Ornella is not going to toot her own horn, but these recap posts are so cute and fun. Here's the link at the bottom.
Thank you, Chloe.
And every week Ornella goes, she watches the video back. She puts timestamps of when Frank makes cameos. She says, here's where we tackled this problem. Here's a link to this. So truly, if you're following along later, if you're not going to the previous blog post, and we'll make sure to update the YouTube description and put them in there probably in 24 hours. Definitely check out those links. We appreciate you, Sarah. Oh my gosh.
Chloe.
Yes. We're checking knowledge.
It's not working.
Oh no. Okay, let's figure it out. We'll figure it out together. And you know what? If we get stuck, we just get to have a Frank variety hour for the rest. I mean, it's a win-win. Okay, I'm going to help. Let's see. Thank you, Dr. Gathos, for the vitamin C lyrics. We had a nice little throwback moment to previous. Okay, what kind of error message are we getting?
Command not found Flask.
Okay,
so I made sure that all of the requirements were installed already.
Okay.
And I'm in the...
Would it be helpful if we went to the very, very beginning and did like a speed through of all the setup things?
I just did that.
Okay. So let's see. say it back to me real quick, and I can see if we missed anything. We can go through it together.
Okay, so
Probably
I'm
missing a setup thing that is just like a really small. I feel like this happened last week too.
so I activated the environment.
Okay.
So, okay, here we go. So I activated the environment, and then I can see that we're in the environment because of this thing right here.
And where are we? Can you just show me real quick on the Learn page so other folks can see where we're at in the thingy?
Yes.
Okay. So we're at. So we
are
installed
right here.
Python. Cool. You did this. Okay.
Yeah. And then I made this requirements.txt file. It's here. And then I did the pip install
Sure.
requirements.txt. It says they're already satisfied, so that's cool.
Okay.
And then you already taught us the Flask fundamentals. And then
Ooh, Sarah's asking if you can make your terminal a little bigger.
yeah.
And Sarah says that's happened to me with Python before. Are you positive they are installed in the right terminal environment? Ooh, yes. I ran into this
in the
issue a
beep
lot.
boop folder.
Okay.
And then in here, I'm also in the beep boop folder.
Let's see. Ooh, I'm also going to tweet that we're still live. I'm going to say, give us your Python help. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to say, still going strong. Still beeping, still booping.
I'm just going to...
Still live, aka.ms/beep.
Sarah, do you think that if I tried it in here, it would work? Let me try.
I'm going to see if there's any stragglers that want to join us now.
Oh, that seemed to work. Okay.
Still live.
And then let me check. Okay, yay. Thank you, Sarah. So that worked. It just was that the integrated terminal in VS Code wasn't in the right virtual environment. So then I just did it in my terminal. And then now we have this on localhost 5000.
Oh my gosh, where would we be without Sarah Guthels, truly?
True.
What an angel on this earth. Okay, cool. So previously on Beep Boop, we got to this point, y'all. So we got to this point where we put together, so we kind of went through the basic structure in this module, which I would encourage you, if you've never played with Flask or Python before, this is a really great beginner module that basically just showed us, hey, this is what Flask is. This is how you connect it to Python. I think mostly we got hung up on like, it's been a hot second since I have had to put all of the different requirements at the top of one of these Python files. But it's also congrats to Ornella. This is her first time playing with Flask, so this is pretty cool. So really what we did is we connected our framework, our Flask framework into we talked a little bit about, what was it, Git and Post, of course. That's a really big part of Flask. And now we're just connecting all those different pages, essentially. The example we gave last week was an About Me page with like resumes or like media. So we're just creating, remind me, I think this is just a one pager. And we are posting, or no, are we getting our posting in this one? I guess we're going to use
both. So this app is a translator app. And what we're going to do next is use Azure Cognitive Services to use the text translation part of Azure Cognitive Services to essentially get the text that we want to translate. And then you can set a language. And then when it's all set up, you should be able to hit translate and it would give you the translation. So that's what we're on now.
I think we can do it. I believe in us. And I believe in the chat. The chat's going to help us.
Okay,
and I'm going to be extra careful, y'all. So I'm going to be hiding Ornella's screen shortly because we're about to deal with a important piece of this, which is sensitive information. We're going to talk a little bit about getting our translator keys and our Azure keys. And obviously you do not want to share those things with the world. So we may, I'll do a little like tap dance while she's doing that. But if we remove the screen, that's why. We don't want you going taking our Azure credits from us. But what do we have to do, Arnella, to get those magic keys?
So you have to make a new resource group in your Azure portal.
Did we do this last time? I don't think we got started on this, right?
We did a little bit of it, yeah. So we have this resource group, and
yes, I did a strike communication video just today. We are definitely, I have completed my security training. All about security.
We're going to make a new resource. That's the translator.
Yes. And really what we're doing here, if you joined for Got Bots, this is probably pretty familiar with, you're familiar with this type of page, or if you've ever watched Jay's lovely Azure Fun Bites episodes, really we're just creating, we're putting in this information so we can get our translator key, and this is going to be in the cloud where our keys and information that we need to be able to get the information, the translation information that we need for this very simple app at the end of the day. So really, y'all, if you're just joining, we have created this lovely website, and all we have to do now, everything is built, but all we need is something that is going to be able to detect the language and translate it for us, and that is what this is going to do. So I believe if we go to...
We have the translator resource, and now is the part where we're going to hide my screen, and I'm going to do the next step in the exercise, which is to find my keys and endpoint, and then make an env file to store those values. And I'm never going to show you the env file.
Could you just show them? Don't click reveal on it, but can you show them in the Azure portal? It won't, you have to... if you go to the Azure portal page, if you go to keys and endpoints, it won't reveal it. Don't worry, y'all. But this is where you're going to go for that info. So basically over there on the right where there's that copy thing and where those keys, those top secret keys are being stored, I'm removing them now. It's a secret. Okay. This is the part where I do a little tap dance. Tell me in the chat, what should I talk about? But as Arnella said, what she's doing now, she's grabbing those keys. And there's a lot of also really great, I should have provided a link for those. I'll put them in the YouTube description. But there's some really great talks and some really great Learn modules around how to properly and securely store your keys within Azure as well. So I think I might have a video of that actually that I can share, or maybe a video that Jay has done that I will make sure to provide in the chat. But you always want to be careful with your keys. And if you're a streamer, who amongst us in this stream has live streamed before and accidentally shared our keys? Me. I've done that before. And that's why we are doing all this magicianry of not showing Ornella's screen right now. Let's see.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, it's okay. I'm looking at fun stuff on my desk to show to people. If you missed the reveal earlier, this is a hat I was wearing earlier. I guess I could play a little bit more of Vitamin C's Graduation. Also, in the meantime, while we wait, tell us in the chat what you think the next season's theme for Beep Boop Season 2 will be. And there won't be prizes if you guess it right, but we will shout you out, and maybe Frank will answer one of your questions. That's the prize. Okay.
My screen can be put back.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay. Add to stream. Okay, so you give us a little recap of what you did behind the scenes, but don't click it. Don't show it.
I will not click it. So this .env file is new, and it has these things in it. It has my key. This is an example.
This is an example. Don't steal our key. This is not our key.
So that file has these three things in it, and it lives in the root folder of Beep Boop. So now we can go ahead and call the translator service.
I'm nervous. Will it work? I'm excited.
So
let's call it up.
At the very top of app.py, add the following lines of code. Okay.
What I also love about these Learn modules, and I know we're technically paid to say this, is that copy feature in the top right corner. Like, you don't have to highlight it. It's just like boom, boom.
And then at the bottom, add the following lines of code.
Okay. And if all of this code in here that Ornella already has in here is like super confusing other language to you, check out last episode. We go in some pretty good detail on the how and the why of copying and pasting blindly these things over into
and then there's also this big detailed explanation about these are all of the steps about what this code does.
Yes. Love it. Love being explained the how and the why of. It drives me crazy. I mean, like, who amongst us is not copied and pasted from Stack Overflow? That's my favorite fake O'Reilly book that I've seen parodied on the internet. But it's really nice to have those explanations because, you know, you can learn by copying and pasting, or you can like actually see what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. So where are we at? We are at. So we did.
Now we have to add the HTML template for the results page. So we already did this we have this templates folder, and then we have the index.html, which is that main app page that we saw that was at localhost 5000.
Perfect.
And now we're going to make a new file in here, and we're going to call it results.html. And then we're going to add this HTML template to here.
It's been a hot second since I've played with Flask and Python, but I believe, and it should say this in the Learn module, I'm pretty sure, that index and results are some pretty common naming patterns when you're working with Flask and with Python. So definitely, y'all, check out the module if you've not played with Python and Flask before. It's really good best practices being done in here.
Okay. Are you ready to see if it works?
Oh my gosh, I feel like that part of Wish Upon a Star where they're like, are we really going to switch bodies? Will it work? I'm so nervous.
Okay, let's see. Flask.
Seth's here. Seth, you have to watch back this episode. We were just talking about how much we appreciate you and how a highlight of this series is when you popping up in the chat. So definitely watch it back. We adore you, Seth. We love when you come visit us.
Taking requests for what text we want to translate.
Ooh.
And what language. The options are English, Italian, Japanese, Russian, German. And in the Learn module, it tells you how to add more languages. This is just what we're working with right now.
Okay. So this is like the base, like that we've selected or this module has selected. Okay, what should we translate? Let's get it. I want a suggestion from the chat. Let's make it interactive. Maybe something about Franklin. Maybe something about beep boop would be a little bit hard to translate, the words beep boop. What's something we've said on the show? We're playing basketball?
We could do that.
Something Toon Squad would be, hi, I'm Franklin and welcome to Beep Boop. I want to know what it would translate Beep Boop to. I'm kind of curious.
What language?
What language? Russian for all dogs are good.
Let's do Russian. That's my first language.
Welcome to the jam. That's a good one. Seth put some. Oh no. Okay, let's see. What happened? What error are we getting? Original text request.form text. Ooh, name request is not defined. Let's see. Russian. We got a lot of requests for Russian. Perfect. And Ornella can check us.
I can be your personal translator if this app does not work by the end of the show.
Perfect. And Franklin, we'll get Franklin's thoughts on it. Okay, so request is not defined. Which request? Let's see.
Oh, Seth, you think this is requests right here?
See, we were nervous a little bit going into this, and I was like, you know what? I bet like some Python experts and like Seth will come and save us. So
okay, let's try that.
That's a good idea. Ooh, maybe not. Seth says. We're here to figure it out. We're super sleuthers.
Okay, hold on.
I'm trying to think, would it be a library or something that we need to import?
It's not that. Okay.
It's not that, says
We're moving.
Let's see.
Should we patch you into the stream?
Yeah, are you camera ready, Seth? Sarah, want to join? Let us know. We'll drop you a link to the StreamYard. Let's see. What else could it be? I'm like zooming in on my computer here. It's throwing that error at line 16.
Yeah, it's this here.
Where do we get requests from? Is that part of Flask?
So request is a library.
Right. And we imported that. Is that right? At the top of, is it this or the?
Okay, so here's my question. This is importing requests, plural. But what about request?
Yeah, I remember when we were playing through this, we had some questions about that. Import request from Flask, Seth Warrow says. Probably a param in the function. Ooh. Let's see. Requests. Andy says, yeah. Try that. Oh, here. Andy says, you want the request object. Okay. Tell us more, which is probably passed into def index underscore post, like a index post function. Okay. Sarah's in the chat, like writing Spanish for us to translate. I was like, ma'am? Mike says, does request not come from the HTML? Ooh. Okay, that's a good point. From Flask, import Flask. Redirect.
Okay, I'm going to copy this and try to paste it into there.
Yeah, maybe add that at the top. Thank you, Seth. What would we do without our BBs? Which, if you didn't see my hat, y'all, BBs. We love our BBs. Those are our viewers. I have faith you will debug this, says Sarah. I'm glad you do. We're sweating. We're like, Dion, let us know in the private chat if we can go over a couple minutes because we got to give people our preview of season 2.
Yeah,
if not,
maybe
we do a special edition of Beep Boop. Let's see. Does that make the chat help a BB edit? Am I reading that right? Awoken by my fears. Let's see. So this is what Seth told us. I'll call him Seth, like math. Seth.
Let's check
Seth.
something out.
Okay. Oh! You know what? This calls for some celebration music. Let me Okay, we can't afford the rights to that entire
Oh my God.
song. Wait, what did you do differently?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Okay, so what's the import statement? We didn't import a couple of things. We need to submit a bug in the learn module.
Okay. There's another bug that I found as well.
That's to the rescue.
Okay, so what were we missing?
We were missing redirect, URL for request, and sessions. That was a lot of things we were missing.
Okay, well, y'all, good thing A, we've got Sarah in the chat who I'm sure can help us update this.
Okay, wait, we're translating. We're translating service.
Let's translate all this different stuff. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Olivia. Oh my gosh, I feel like we need like an applause button, like flowers thrown at us. But it was all thanks to you. It was all thanks to y'all helping us. Seth coming in with the 3-pointer. Oh my gosh, Mike, so true though, right? We're like, we need you, LeBron. Please, nothing but .NET. We need you.
Okay.
Wow. Wait, I gotta zoom in. What does it say? Welcome to Python presentation, my rocks. We love you, Sarah, our rock. Love you, my rocks. Okay, wow, that was like exhilarating. And when I say that Beep Boop is the highlight of my week, I truly mean Beep Boop's the highlight of my week. Whew, okay, after that high, did we finish it? Are we done with the module?
We finished it. My heart is beating so fast. We crushed it.
I want to listen
Let me just make sure. There might be a knowledge check.
Okay, let's check out the knowledge check. I'm going to cue up the hamster dance song, which is like my victory song for everything that I do. Also to annoy my boyfriend.
Thank you for this.
Okay. Dr. Guthel says, overtime who? I know what that is because I learned about basketball and Beep Boop. So just in time. What's up?
We need to give the people a preview of season 2.
Okay, yes, we do. But wait, let's check our knowledge. Let's see. Dion says we can go over by a minute or two. And we can end the broadcast, Dion, if you end up dropping. Just let us know in the chat. Okay.
What is the name of the HTTP header that carries API keys and calls to Azure Cognitive Services?
Ooh. Wait, the HTTP header that carries API keys, that would be I want to say it's either 2 or 3, right? The subscription key or the auth key?
I think it's subscription key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Hannah says Frank time.
Frank time, absolutely. That'll be how we close out. If you got a couple more minutes to spare, y'all, we just got a couple more minutes here. So, okay, first of all, what a thrill. What a treat. What a dream. When on earth have you ever just like been like, I don't know if we're going to do it. And then it works. Just like, what a time to be alive.
Wait, Frank heard his name and he's here.
Frank! Oh my gosh. A star is born. Welcome back, Frank. Okay, Frank. I feel like a sports broadcaster recapping a sick basketball game. Frank, we're in the bottom of the quarter. What are your thoughts on us making a basket by completing this learn module in the nick of time? Any thoughts? Let me make you the big boy here. Okay, thoughts?
There was the like, Franklin, you got anything to say?
I wish I could zoom in on his face.
Anything?
Okay, we'll come back to you. We'll come back. Franklin, any thoughts on the season finale? And any thoughts on the upcoming season 2 starting next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time with the Microsoft Reactor?
Anything?
He doesn't want to spoil anything. I get it. Look at crowd goes wild. We love you, Frank.
There was a little burp there.
Let's do an ADR remix of Franklin's burp coming soon to Beat Boop season 2.
This is the facts.
Yes, true. That's canon. Absolutely. Okay, y'all. First of all, now that we've gotten, actually, Frank, just stay while you're here.
Yeah, he's right here.
So season 2, the tables are turning. I am going to be teaching Ornella a couple tricks. And we are going to be diving into a little something called Power Platform. If you've never played with it before, and Brendan North, if you're still in the chat, and I hope you are, this is a really, really great season because we're going to be playing with low code, no code, which has kind of blown my mind, y'all, because I always thought like, oh, low code, no code, like I'm technical. Actually, it's very deeply technical stuff that you can do with little to no code. Have seen some really, really awesome stuff being made with this, like, oh my goodness, attendance taking apps, medical industry apps, and all applications that can be made by people who don't even need to know a programming language. So we're going to do a lot of AI and ML in true Beat Boop fashion, as we do every week. What do our files say? They say artificial intelligence, machine learning, Microsoft Learn, and memes, of course. Franklin.
We need to add a Frank folder.
Okay, season 2. Here's what you can expect in season 2. A Frank folder added to our aesthetic, obviously. We are going to be doing Power Platform modules. So this is really cool, accessible stuff, huh, Ornella? Because, like, we're, again, no, we got exclusive. We said a little something about Clueless earlier. We're not going to tease it too much. But you can basically build things just by dragging and dropping, and like we did so much of the data cleaning in our terminal this time, but I'm going to show you and all of our BBs and Franklin how to do that with little to no code. So like that not only makes your life easier if you're trying to spin up something really quickly, but also makes it super accessible for like small business owners, office admins. Like, actually, I think shout out to Cassie. I don't think she's in the chat right now, but good pal of Seth, who I think started out using like Excel and Power Platform. So there's also certifications you can get done. There's so many jobs now, like job openings. It's a super powerful tool. We're so excited. Ooh, yes. Dr. G says, I love low code, no code because you get to focus on the concepts. Yes, like our Q&A bot that we did on Got Bots. Can't wait for season 2. Mike, of course, as I just said, Logic App Love. Wait, Mike, did you drop a link to your Jurassic Park Twitter bot? Please do so we can shout it out to everyone to go follow. Ooh, Brenda North, excited Clueless fan who also happens to be clueless. I'm your target audience. Oh, we love you, Brenda. Actually, that's kind of like a great tagline because like you can be totally clueless about coding and still be able to build like a fully functioning app. It's been so cool to work with our student ambassadors, with like a bunch of folk, like students that we work with, to see the kind of stuff that they build. And I'm so excited.
I have to say,
we'll feature some of them.
The Power Platform is limitless. I was on the early team of folks that built the first augmented reality features for the Power Platform. Like you can literally do anything in your Power Apps now.
Okay, wait, I love that, because literally Power Apps with your mouse is like dragging and drops. The idea of like literally like physically like dragging and dropping, is that a thing?
You can bring in 3D objects.
That's so cool.
Into your Power Apps. Very cool.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, follow Bot Jurassic on Twitter, y'all. This is the amazing bot that I was mentioning earlier that was made with Logic Apps, which is essentially, a Power App at the end of the day. I think it might even live in that suite or world of stuff. I'd have to check. But I love doing low code, no code stuff, because I think there's this tendency in the industry to be like, I want to build everything from scratch, and like everything must be built by me. But as engineers, we have these situations where it's like, I don't have time to build a Teams bot or a Slack bot for this marketing person, or like even enabling the marketing person on your team who doesn't know how to code to build it themselves. So excited for next season. Yeah. Definitely follow the Jurassic Park bot. Okay. Any questions in the chat for last words, last questions to Frank? Let us know. But if you want to register, this link up here, aka.ms/beepboop series, will take you. You can go register for our series. You can also go to, we'll drop it in the chat here, aka.ms/beepbooptube. We have so many silly links, and luckily no one at Microsoft takes these short links, because beep boop is not a common phrase used here. Well, it will be now, because we just like knocked this demo out of the park.
We need to trademark that.
Also, Ornella is a VS Code celebrity, we found out today. Huge news for the community. Oh yes, great question, Brendan North. Around when should we look out for season 2? Same time, same place. We're literally just continuing it next Tuesday. We're taking one Tuesday off, which is our birthday, Brendan North. Brendan and I share the same birthday. September 13th, or I don't know if it's that day that we're taking the Tuesday off, but the week of September 13th, I believe, is when we're taking it off. So the 14th. But yeah, starting next week, same time, same place. So if you're joining us on Twitch or the Microsoft Reactor YouTube, or you've been following along on Dev2, I think we'll just keep updating the same summary post thing, and nothing should change. All the link conventions will be the same. So we're
can't wait to see you there.
Okay, questions. How should we end with Frank? I feel like I should have set up the air horn on my Stream Deck. That's another next season. We promise, we solemnly swear to add a Frank folder to the bottom design, because he's become such a key integral part of our show. But we also promise an air horn sound effect. That's not just us making air horn sounds. Ornella, what should we ask Frank? He's like our crystal ball. Like, what are your thoughts on the future? Like, do you rub him like a magic lamp or something? Like, what's the future of Beep Boop? Thoughts on season 2? Anything?
Anything, Frank?
Oops, I'm getting a software update. Okay. Ooh.
He's very calm. He's looking forward to the future.
Well, I'm very excited, Frank. You, as much as you've upstaged both Ornella and myself this entire series, I gotta say, like, the content we've been putting out with you in it has been performing twice as good as the one with just us. So kudos to you, Frank.
You're a star. You're a star.
Okay, y'all. I think we should just play our song.
I think we have to play the song. Smooth
saxophone. Ornella, let's high five through the thing.
No. There we go.
We did it. This is like the freeze frame where the credits go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, y'all. It's been real. We will see you next week. We're so excited to see you, and happy beeping and booping. Goodbye.